It's ClandesTime.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to ClandesTime. I am Tom Secker, coming to you from the grassy knolls of North Yorkshire, and this is episode 81, Uncle the Podcast. So I thought we'd do something a little bit different, and for those of you who don't know, Uncle the Podcast is a new podcast done by my good friend Aaron of theageoftransitions.com and his uncle, who is a rambunctious, crazy, funny, surreal guy who Aaron obviously has a lot of affection for, and after having listened to over 20 episodes of their podcast, so do I. So this is just a little promo, a little chat that me and Aaron and Uncle had the other day that I hope you enjoy. So, today on the show, we welcome two very special guests. The double act is the only way I can describe you two, behind Uncle the Podcast, which is one of my very, very favourite shows. It's a new podcast that's been going a few months now, and I'm a big fan. I'm sure all of you are already familiar with Aaron, so welcome, Aaron. And we've also got the star of the show, Uncle. So welcome, Uncle.
Thank you. Yeah, good to be here. Good to be here.
So, Aaron, you've been doing Uncle the Podcast for about 6 months or so, is it now? Yeah, I mean, how's it going?
Yeah.
Could you tell people a little bit about the show? It's, I guess, primarily a comedy show, but you do all sorts on it, don't you?
Yeah, I'd call it a genre-bending show, definitely. It's hard to categorize it, and that's the way we like it. I certainly love making weird stuff like that. So it's a weird comedy show, but it's also very normal, because all it is a show based on the life of Uncle. So
life of me.
Yeah, actually. Based on your life. That's all. I mean, is that right?
It's actually come to that, yeah.
It's just about our lives.
It's just me, how I've grown up, from New York up.
Yeah, sometimes we get autobiographical, but we also talk about all sorts of different topics. We do movie reviews on our show, and we do little special segments where we do like beer reviews because we're a podcast and other podcasters do that.
We got a few podcasts about beer reviews. People like the beer reviews that we got.
Yeah,
they are good segments, I have to say. Yeah, I do enjoy those ones.
We got one other one coming up, not yet though, about alcoholic beer. But we're trying to find a red beer. Because there's the next one.
Our first review was of O'Doul's Premium, and now we want to do O'Doul's Dark, like the Dark O'Doul's beer. So that's going to be coming up
next.
After the disaster that was whatever it was, Bud Platinum.
Yeah, Bud Light Platinum. We didn't like that.
Platinum, that was a disgrace. I still can't figure that one out. That was one I couldn't understand. Here we are talking about the drink. I said, wait a minute. This isn't it. Short come to shortness. What it was the liquor in it. And we didn't even know it. We didn't even know it, and we were getting loaded. We didn't even know what the heck was hitting us.
It's kind of a high alcohol content for a light beer, especially. 6% is pretty high for a light beer.
I was talking about.
Caught us by surprise.
Yeah, that did. Whoops, that one did.
So, Uncle, I mean, what do you particularly enjoy about doing this podcast with Aaron? Because you've done nearly 25 episodes now. I'm assuming you're going to continue. You're going to do more. So
I very much enjoy this. This is more exciting than I've ever had in any kind of talk to, especially other people, and get to know these listeners of ours, trying to talk to them, see how do they like my shows and all, and see how they enjoy that. So I go usually from there to let them know how the episodes go, you know.
It's fun to have listeners and interact with them, isn't it?
Yeah, very good. Like yourself and us right now. This is enjoyment. I like this kind of talk.
Other
podcasters talking back at each other.
Yeah.
But right now we're in a stage of building it. We're in a building stage of this broadcast. when we all got it down and all got the money set it aside to set it all up, it's going to be going big.
That's the goal, yeah.
That is the goal for me.
Good to shoot the goals high, so we're done then. Why not?
Yeah.
So I mean, what is the future for the show? Are you envisioning your face on billboards or on the sides of buses, things like that?
It goes that high, I might make some money on this thing. I was going to say something about this. About this recording. Could you make actually money on doing what you just said, but billboards on buses? I was just wondering.
We'll see what happens.
I'm not sure what's going to actually, tell you the truth, I don't know exactly what's going to happen.
In terms of money, I don't know.
Money, I don't know either. So I'm just thinking ahead.
You know what's good is podcasts can promote other stuff, so we need to get some other thing to sell, and then I don't know what we're selling, but I don't know.
But we are going into the business of doing this,
like scooter.
The scooter deal.
Yeah.
And if it's possible with him, I would like to put something added to mine to that.
So the goal then becomes to sell scooters and to make a bunch of people laugh at the same time.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do is fit it sort of in one package.
Yeah. Laughs and scooters.
Laughs, yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Laugh and scooters.
Laughs and scooters.
And that's what I'm going to try to I'm trying to do is put it together.
It's a tough combo, but we think we can pull it off.
That's what our aim is trying to do now. As my thinking right now.
Certainly it could happen. It could come together like that. And this is the thing with podcasting. Selling the podcasts themselves doesn't really work. What you do is you build an audience through the podcast and sell them other things. But, coffee mugs, T-shirts, sunglasses. I don't know.
Yeah. Did you? I'll call the sunglasses. I like that.
Did you see that movie, Trump? No.
Wait, what movie?
The one with him running? What was this?
Gump. You're talking about Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump. Yeah. Talk about the pictures. Talking about that. That comes to mind. Father Dump was going on a run, and he said he made money out of that.
There you go.
Forrest Gump said that.
So he ended up just making money, and he didn't even know he's going to.
Yeah,
so
that's what it was.
Something like that. We want
something in that kind of.
We want to just run around and record ourselves at the same time, and then something is going to happen. We're going to meet a president along the way, and we're going to be on a shrimp boat at some point.
Yeah, shrimp boat.
That's the goal.
That was what I'm aiming at.
Yeah.
Something to laugh at. There you go.
You got a dream, haven't you?
I do have some kind of option.
Yeah,
put visions and things like that. It's something to talk about. They all the audience should get a kick out of it all. I know you will.
So far, so good, though. I mean, it's been nothing but good response. We've got a small audience now, but we just continue making these. So it's at least one a week, so we're doing a good job. So I definitely am optimistic, for sure. I'm sure good things will come of it.
Well, good things already have. You've had quite a lot of fun so far, surely.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's the number one thing.
And matter of fact, I like it for another reason. I don't mumble on this thing.
Oh, yeah. The show is all about Uncle's voice.
My voice. Yeah. Actually, if you really listen, you can hear me, not a mumble on sight. Perfect, different man talking on this machine.
Nothing could be clearer.
Nothing, actually, he's right.
Yes.
Nothing could be clearer of this.
Crystal clear.
Clear.
Maybe that could be a sponsor's Crystal Clear Pepsi. They'll bring it back just for us.
Yeah, that might be.
There's the money-making opportunity. Then we figured that out.
We figured something.
We like to figure things out as we go along. Yeah. That's kind of how we operate here.
So what we'll do is go a little bit, like I said, a little bit at a time. Oh, forgot about that. A little bit at a time. Just going by.
One day at a time.
One day at a time.
That's it. Yeah.
Well, okay. Now I have another question. What is Crystal Clear Pepsi?
Oh, you don't know that over there? Yeah, it's basically this marketing gimmick thing from the 90s where it was tasted mostly like regular Pepsi, but it was clear like a clear soda like 7-Up or Sprite would be, but it tasted like Pepsi. Very exciting.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know you didn't know about that in the UK. He's over there in the UK. They didn't have Crystal Clear Pepsi.
Oh,
I'm missing out.
Oh.
Well, yeah, I mean, we do like to discuss films on this show, I guess, but we've got a couple of very, very silly ones to talk about today that we've all been watching recently, Triple X and The Accidental Spy. So I thought we'd start with Triple X, if that's cool with you two.
Oh, yeah.
Fine with me, because that's the good one. Boy, I don't know how long about. I can tell you about that one.
Could go on for a while.
There's a long one here now. You mentioned the right one.
Okay.
Yeah,
So, I mean, for those of you who don't know, it's a Vin Diesel movie. He's a guy who's into extreme sports, snowboarding, all of that, and he is reluctantly recruited into being a spy by the NSA. Is it? I think.
Yeah, NSA in this movie.
Yeah, this movie.
So yeah, Uncle. I mean, what did you like about this one?
Oh boy, you're gonna hear it now.
Go on.
Don't follow these guys who said, "Hold on, come on, guys. We're moving along. We're going down." At the the bad guy actually killed his people
In Russia. Right?
in Russia.
Yeah.
Just destroyed the whole thing. And the first time that he was trying to get into was he wanted his other guy, Tom.
You're talking about Triple X one?
Triple X now. Triple X.
Which is Vin Diesel.
Big Diesel saying this latest girl wants to be American history person. So, and
she was trying to get out of the Russian
episode.
They were like Russian terrorists? Terrorists kind of?
They were terrorists.
Yeah.
And they were killing people. Actually, he was getting shot at too, because they were in this cafeteria place, and they said, "Don't go, use the back door." So they're going to use the back door, trying to get that, and saying, "Follow me." So he followed the girl, and this was going on back and forth, and all the shooting. And
he did a lot of riding of dirt bikes.
Dirt bikes were flying.
That was pretty cool.
He tapped the thing. He tapped the thing on every motor. Pop, pop, pop.
Oh, yeah.
To put the explosives on them, and when they went up like fire. Boom, boom.
It was very exciting.
It was really
I like
good.
the extreme part of it, that he was an extreme athlete. I really enjoyed that. And the cameos by Tony Hawk and who else? Yeah, he had some other cool guys in there.
Rammsteiner in the movie.
And what else want to talk about?
Well, I mean, was there any particular bits of the movie that you really liked? I've got to say, I did really like the bit where they he steals the guy's car and rides it off the edge of the bridge and parachutes out of it.
Yeah. That part, the end of it, is sort of what I got into.
It's hilarious because it's supposed to be like a skateboard video or something.
It was like a skateboard
That's
video.
what it was.
But and the snow things. Man, you see that guy go off the snow, off down, and there goes the thing. And he stick his pole up and stayed by a pole. But before that happened, I wanted to talk about this one about the water. He was trying to get the thing.
You're talking about the end where you're on the submarine
The submarine thing. He shot the thing out from the car, right on the thing.
It was,
And he
a grappling hook.
Grabbing hook, and grabbed that, went swinging down to it.
On a parachute.
And man, he was saying...
He was paragliding.
That was what it was.
Yeah.
He was paragliding, and he was going down, and he got on it.
Oh, they zip lined from the parachute down.
Zip down.
And it was extreme.
And extreme. It was exciting. Going down into the thing, and he was holding it down, and he said, "Hold on. We're turning this thing around." And he gets the whole piece, turned it into the water.
Oh, yeah, the submarine, he sinks it.
And blows up.
Yeah. You know what I liked was at the very end, you were sitting, we were watching the movie, and you were saying Bora Bora. I'm like, what are you talking about over there? And then all of a sudden, like, Vin Diesel says Bora Bora. I was like, oh, so you've seen this movie thousands of times before.
I have seen this. Oh, by the way, Tom, I have seen this movie, and I didn't want to ruin it on him because he wanted to see it. But that Bora stuff was at the end of the movie. Poor.
You knew it was coming.
Poor. So they were going.
It surprised me on that one because I didn't know you'd seen it that many times that you had the lines memorized and everything.
I memorized that.
That was funny.
I did memorize that.
I didn't see that one coming.
He didn't see one. I got him again.
I figured you'd seen it, but not enough to like remember the lines.
Oh yes, I did. That one I do. That I did.
Oh man,
very good. Yeah. Aaron, any particular little bits or moments in this movie you liked, or?
Well, back to that one where he jumps the Corvette off the cliff. I just like how they're mimicking like the whole like skateboard, extreme sports, action sports culture, and the whole movie seems like a 1990s Mountain Dew commercial mixed with James Bond, and just the whole like marketing aspect of it like just cracks me up. They're clearly going. I mean, the audience is obvious who they're going for. They're going for boys, young boys who like extreme sports and things like that. So I think they did a fine job, and it's fun to laugh at.
And then at the end of that, what he was talking about, there comes the ambulance and the bomb blows up. The house gets blown apart.
Oh, and
the glasses go to the snow part. Boy,
that was one of the best parts of the movie for sure. The snowboarding.
Yeah.
I think my favorite moment was the bit where Vin Diesel he's like leaping over the gate on a bike. And, the ramp's coming up and he jumps up over and, launches himself over the wall. And then as he's flying through midair, he manages to shoot the guy on the ground that's shooting at him.
He's like in between two pieces of barbed wire, right?
Yeah.
He can skate. He can fly.
You think Vin Diesel could do that in real life, Uncle?
I don't know. And being like an Evel Knievel guy. Yeah.
But no, thoroughly entertaining film. It really was.
I know.
But yeah, The Accidental Spy, starring Jackie Chan. Uncle, did you not like this one?
Yeah, it was a good one. I'll not say it wasn't bad, but it wasn't to me, it wasn't as much exciting as the other one. But it did have some kind of thoughts I liked.
It had those wacky Jackie Chan stunts.
The wacky Chan stunts I liked, and all this crazy thing. They're going nuts and chopping and saying, and they're hitting like the Chinese, they're hitting like Japanese guys hitting each other. Very good fight. He's a really good fighter.
And he also used different techniques like cryptography, and he just learned to be a spy as the movie went along.
Yeah.
Didn't see that coming.
No, I did not.
That was the accidental spy part, I guess.
Yeah, I did not see that.
Could have predicted the fighting and the stunts, but that was something different.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of actually, what I liked about it is you have this story of a guy who sells exercise equipment who completely by accident ends up becoming a secret agent in the middle of this, massive global plot, and there's anthrax and terrorists and all the usual stuff going on. And in the middle of it, you've got Jackie Chan who just sort of can't stop moving and is running from each situation to the next without really having a clue what's going on and why all this is happening. There are elements to it I really liked, and I usually like Jackie Chan, so yeah. Is there anything you wanted to pick out in particular, or
there was one thing about the exercise you mentioned, and him in the beginning of the movie.
Yeah,
the guy was trying to show him how to do the lifting, and he's saying, "Well, this is what we do, how we use the machine." And the other guy, the owner, said, "This is not what you told him." And they're going on in the beginning of the movie.
He's getting mad because he wasn't being a good salesman. Yeah. Jackie Chan was just like, he's doing what he thought was right, but he wasn't closing the deal.
And it looked like he was trying to get a date from his wife, and that going on in the beginning.
That's not going to get the sale.
And he was doing that. I said, what the heck's he doing with this?
Boss was mad.
Yeah, no, what the heck are you trying to do? We're trying to make a sales here, and you're doing this for this thing. This lady here and this and that.
You will find this in Jackie Chan movies. He does tend to kind of seem to be hitting on almost every single woman that he comes across in the whole.
Yeah. That's what
kind of, romantically frustrated, it seems, as a character.
Sidetracked, too.
He's got to give it a shot, see what works.
He got sidetracked, I think, of doing this, and then he said, man, there's a girl we can talk to.
We should have a movie called The Accidental Girlfriend.
Yeah. That should be one coming up.
I can see that. Maybe he's going to make that.
Yeah, he should.
Whoops. How'd that happen?
Yeah.
That's usually how it happens in real life, though. There's a lot of good material to work with. We need to get Jackie Chan's people on the phone now that I think about this.
Yeah. Let's get Jackie Chan back on this one. Yeah, where's he at?
I don't know. He's got to be out here in Los Angeles somewhere, maybe. Or
this is where they all are. They say every actor or comedian are here in Los Angeles, California. Well, we come over to live in California to see what's going on, and here there's got all these people here that we can possibly get in touch with.
There you go.
I said, why not try to get in touch with them now, Alan?
You never know.
Alan?
Yeah.
But why not get in touch with them?
I don't see any reason why not.
This guy down.
So there's another idea we could have for the show.
Idea.
Get Jackie Chan on as an interview guest at some point.
Yeah.
There we go.
Well, okay, on that, who would play the accidental girlfriend? I mean, obviously Jennifer Aniston, but apart from Jennifer Aniston, who is in every romantic comedy ever made, who would you have?
Who? Oh, as a leading actress? If it wasn't Jennifer Aniston?
Yeah.
What's that girl from Brad Pitt's wife?
Brad Pitt's wife? Oh, yeah. Angelina Jolie.
Angelina Jolie.
There you go.
I'd take her for her actor.
She's going in there.
She's going in there.
What about you, Aaron?
That's what I'd pick.
Who would I choose?
Yeah.
I'd want to choose someone obscure and up-and-coming actress who's she's only a bartender now in L.A. Let's say her name is Abigail. She's going to be big, I tell you. Just wait till you see her. She's got it.
What, the X Factor?
Yes.
Well, okay, I mean, both of these films are essentially stories about guys who become spies without really trying, right? Neither of them set out at the start of the film to become secret agents, but circumstances and everything else kind of forces them into it. So my question is, Uncle, if someone approached you like this, would you become a spy?
Me?
Yeah, would you become a spy if somebody just said, hey?
If it's on a film, if it's on a film thing, yeah. If it's for a broadcast kind of talk.
Yeah, so if you're saying you were in a movie and somebody came up to you, you would be a spy.
Oh, yeah, I'll try that out. Try it out for being a spy.
What about in real life, though?
Oh, real life?
What if a real-life CIA guy came up to you and said, hey, look, enough of busting tables over there at Chapman University. It's time to be a spy. Start doing some tradecraft. What do you think?
I would have to have some thinking about it.
Have to sit down and think about it.
I really strongly think about it. If it comes out to be like a show, like, say, for money, of course.
Well, it's a big life decision.
That's it. I'm going to have to sit down and think about that.
Yeah,
that's what
we definitely have to weigh the options out on that one.
Yeah.
No, fair enough. Well, getting back to Uncle the Podcast, I know you've been experimenting, I think it's fair to say, with social media.
Social media.
Social media, let me tell you. Tweeting are crazy. We're overtyping the tweeting than we are doing the talking. I said, let's get this one and let's get some more talking in. He likes to do the tweeting. Man, we're doing a load of tweeting.
It's a bit confusing to people because what we do is I take my phone and Uncle talks into the phone. The phone dictates him speech to text, so it kind of understands what you're saying, and it writes it down, and then we copy and paste whatever the phone thinks you said into Twitter, and those become the tweets. And I'm very proud of ourselves that just yesterday somebody was a bit annoyed at the tweet and said they didn't quite understand it. So to me, that's a success. I don't know about you, Uncle. Do you think that's a success?
So in some way that they couldn't understand something.
Yeah.
I'd say, yeah, it was because they didn't understand. The first person ever said that to me on a tweet that he said that they couldn't understand it. And that was as clear as I can talk.
Yeah. Well,
and I can't see how he couldn't understand it.
Well, yeah, it's we're being goofy on there. We're being purposely goofy, but people are also respond good on Twitter too, and they like the show and they retweet the whatevers we do. So there's the good and there's the silly, and we're being a bit devilish on there. At least I am. I know. Well, I'm enjoying myself.
We're just this is something sort of other than the broadcasting we're doing now. Sort of something else on the side that we do to audience the audience.
We like to do things differently across social media and on the podcast.
There is one thing, though, I will not permit on,
a rule. Guideline for the podcast, right?
No, what?
A rule for the podcast.
A rule for the podcast. Mm-hmm. I understand the guest. The guest is more if they say it, fine. But what I do on my broadcast is this. I don't say bad words on it. Just let's say a little child wants to hear it.
Yeah.
And the parent there. I don't like putting bad words, languages in it.
Yeah. So we don't use any bad language.
No bad
Sometimes
language.
we do some things that annoy people, but I enjoy that.
Yeah.
And Uncle is Uncle enjoys it too.
I enjoy it.
We enjoy it because we're making people laugh.
Because
we're trying to. The way I see it is like if you're taking Twitter too seriously, then you need to take a step back and laugh at yourself. So that's the whole angle we're coming at with Twitter.
I agree with that. Yeah.
So I think it's working out.
So I mean, Uncle, are you enjoying the responses you're getting, not just to the podcast, but to the social media activity?
Oh yeah,
and everything.
I'm enjoying it. I mean, I'm telling you, I never had so much exciting. People call back, put him on the mail, bring the mail in.
Yeah.
I mean, I keep asking him, check your mailbox. Do we get any more?
I've been asking.
I want to get some more of these postcards in. I want to see if we get more of these postcards that bring for more response to the customer, to the audience.
Yeah, and other podcasters have been good too. We're doing networking, people we're nice to them, they're nice to us, and it's been good.
We had one guy talking about, what is it?
Was this on social media or Twitter?
The Christmas thing.
Christmas. Oh, tamales.
Tamales. We had a guy from Tamales talking about tamales on the line. He wanted to know how it tastes. We never got back to him because there was a postcard. So then I did a broadcast for his point to know how it tastes, and so now it's shot out there. So if he listens to it, he understands.
So we're interacting with the audience.
Yeah,
interacting with the audience. We're interacting with other media producers. So cool. Right in the mix. We're the real deal at this point.
Yeah,
feels good.
Well, I mean, before we just wrap this up, Aaron, do you want to tell people, where they can find the podcast, how they can subscribe, and what kind of plans you have? I mean, what's coming up? What's coming soon on the show?
Absolutely. It's UncleThePodcast.com. And then all our social media is the handle at Uncle Podcast. We got Twitter, Instagram. We're actually on, Snapchat. And we're having a lot of fun goofing around on that too. So we love goofing around on social media.
Go play.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The podcast itself is available on all sorts of things: iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, and you just can listen to it on the website UncleThePodcast.com. What we got for the future? I mean, I'd love to do all sorts of crazy things.
Well, in the future, we're gonna get more into my.
Oh, we're gonna do some autobiographical pieces
for me and how I've grown up.
Yeah,
that's what's coming up.
So people can learn
about me. So more about me. To know the star of the man, to know how I grown up and all.
And we want to get some guests.
We will have guests. Yeah, we're trying to work on some guests also.
We will definitely have guests. That's going to be fun too.
Yeah. We're trying to push that, a little bit of guests. Mm-hmm. Matter of fact, if you ever come visit, you're welcome on it to guest.
There you go.
No, absolutely. I would hope so.
You and Adam.
Yeah,
that'd be a pair.
Because we did have Adam.
We had one.
My co-host, of course. He was the first and only guest so far. But we're looking forward to more. And we just do weird bits on there. Again, with the beer reviews, I like to look what other podcasters are doing, and then kind of think since we're a podcast, we have to do the same thing. That's the approach we take.
I'm going to ask him one thing.
Since we're a podcast, we have to do podcast stuff.
So, Tom, which one did you like the most so far?
Oh, there you go.
What, which episode?
What episode?
Oh, probably the one where you had the recording from New Year's Eve where everyone had fallen asleep. I really like that one. Basically, any of the ones that have recordings of your everyday life. I think those are the best bits of the show. I love those clips.
In almost every episode, it's just a recording where I put the phone on record, we do some everyday event, and then we edit that into a show. We've been enjoying those a lot.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think that'll probably do us for today. I mean, thanks guys, thanks for coming on. I absolutely love the show. I think it's hilarious. I think it's very original in places. I really, really do enjoy it. And thanks. It's been great talking to you today.
You too.
Yeah. Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
So that was my chat with Aaron and Uncle, and I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you had some fun today. And for those of you who didn't really enjoy it, or were a bit pissed off by the audio problems or whatever, don't worry, because there will be a regular, usual episode of ClandesTime this weekend, where I'm going to be looking into the responses to all my FOIA requests on the film The Foreigner, which blew up a bus in the middle of London as part of its production recently. So that should be coming this weekend, and as always, Check into spyculture.com to keep up with all of my articles and other episodes of this podcast and everything else that I'm doing. As always, I am Tom Secker, and you've been listening to ClandesTime. So thank you for listening, tune in again soon, and until next time, take care.